How's it going? Episode 500. Made it. I'm just getting started. I'm going to go over final rankings of Baseball Hall of Famers, those who are presently in the Hall of Fame. So, my rankings will not include present day players who haven't made the Hall or past players who have not made the Hall of Fame. There is one exception, Pete Rose. I think he should be in the Hall of Fame. He's in my rankings. Also, this ranking will not include the Negro Leagues. Why? Because their stats are not complete. We're missing information on Josh Gibson and Satchel Paige. They're in the Hall of Fame. Some other players are there. A lot of Negro players are in the Hall of Fame from that league in that era, 1900 through 1950. But we don't have their stats and their complete achievements, so I can't rank them. I respect them. So I have a list of 165 Hall of Fame players. I'm going to rank them all the way from 165 to number 1. Bear with me. And how did I get the rankings? Well, I did it according to matchups. And I have 20 categories where I deal with matchups. Career average, runs scored, runs batted in, home runs, triples, doubles, singles, total bases, slugging, on base, base on balls, stolen bases, most 100 RBI seasons, most 100 runs scored seasons, most runs in a season, most RBIs in a season, highest average in a season, most hits in a season, most 200 hit seasons, and total career hits. Those are 20 categories. Take two players in the Hall of Fame, match them up, see who wins the category. And that's how I got my rankings. So number 165 was low on total score when you add up the categories. Shall we get started? Bear with me. We're going to go from 165. We'll go quickly all the way down to number 1. And I'll reveal the top 12. You're going to be surprised at where the baseball players ranked as far as matchup. Now, will this prove that one player is greater than the other? That's debatable. But if you take 20 categories and you match them up, then you can say that this one player beat the other player in career achievements. But is he a better player skillfully? That is debatable. But when we get down to the top 12, I will prove to you, according to matchups, that one player beat the other, and you're going to be surprised. Let's go through the 165 down to number 1. When we get to number 12, you're going to be shocked at the top 12. Here we go. 165, Ray Chalk. 164, Roger Brennan, counting down. 163, Frank Chance. 162, Ross Youngs. 161, Phil Rizzuto. 160, Roy Campanella. 159, Huey Jennings. 158, Chick Happy. 157, Joe Tinker. 156, Johnny Evers. 155, Tommy McCarthy. 154, Rick Farrell. 153, Fred Lindstrom. 152, Ralph Kiner. 151, Ernie Lombardi. 150, Travis Jackson. 149, Jackie Robinson. I'm going to pause here. Why? Because I know some of you have already yelling at the screen, wait a minute, that player is better than the other player, especially Jackie Robinson. Well, he only played 10 years. If he played 20, he would have more stats. So my rankings are going according to career achievements and the total number of stats in 20 categories. That's why he's number 149, okay? And that's why some of these other players may rank high because of career achievements. They didn't play long enough. where others played 20 to 25 years, and that's why they're ahead. 148, Lou Bargerow. 147, George Kelly. 146, Bill Mazeroski. 145, Buck Ewing. 144, Minnie Mimosa. 143, Frank Baker. 142, Joe Gordon. 141, Elmer Flick. 140, Mickey Cochran. 139, Larry Doby. 138, Dave Bancroft. 137, Early Combs. 136, George Kell. 135, Jimmy Collins. 134, King Kelly. 133, Lloyd Wainer. 132, John Ward. 131, Gabby Harnett. 130, Bill Dickey. 129, Tony Lazario. 128, Nellie Fox. 127, Hank Greenberg. Good player. Didn't play long enough. 126, Billy Herman. 125, Joe Sewell. 124, Archie Vaughn. 123, Red Shinosinus. 122, Gil Hodges. 121, Bobby Dorr. 120, Ed Roche. 119, Kirby Puckett. 118, George Davis. 117, Gary Carter. 116, Pee Wee Reese. 115, Pie Trainer. 114, Ozzie Smith. 113, Richie Ashburn. 112, Johnny Bench. 111, Rabbit Marinville. 110, Alan Trammell. 109, Johnny Mize. 108, Kiki Kyler. 107, Yogi Berra. 106, Mike Piazza. 105, Louis Aparicio. 104, Henny Manouche. 103, Joe Kelly. 102, Joe Medwick. 101, Barry Larkin. 100, Harry Hooper. I know some of you are saying, wait a minute. All I'll say at this point is that some of these players can be interchangeable, but if you add up their career stats and get a total number, this is where they rank. Number 99, Bid McPhee. Number 98, Ted Simmons. 97, Orlando Cepeda. 96, Ryan Sandberg. 95, Ron Santo. 94, Ennis Slaughter. 93, Joe Cronin. 92, Jim Botley. 91, Duke Snyder. 90, Jim O'Rourke. 89, Carlton Fisk. 88, Edgar Martinez. 87, Willie Stargell. 86, Larry Walker. 85, Jim Rice. 84, Luke Applin. 83, Max Carey. 82, Fred Clark. 81, Lou Brock. 80, Brooks Robinson. 79, Vlad Guerrero. 78, Sam Rice. 77, Roger Carner. 76, Ivan Rodriguez. 75, Zach Wheat. 74, Willie McCovey. 73, Harmon Killebrew. 72, Frankie Frisch. 71, Chipper Jones. 70, Roberto Alomar. 69, Ernie Banks. 68, Tim Raines. 67, Tony Perez. 66, Billy Williams. 65, Goose Goslin. 64, Andrew Dawson. 63, Harold Baines. 62, Charlie Gehringer. 61, Joe Morgan. 60, Mickey Mantle. Mickey Mantle, number 60. There's 60 other players, yes, that have better stats if you add up 20 categories in matchups. 59, Jim Thome. 58, Reggie Jackson. 57, David Ortiz. 56, Jeff Bagwell. 55, Hack Wilson. 54, Ricky Henderson. 53, Craig Biggio. 52, Wade Boggs. 51, Rod Carew. 50, Al Kaline. Again, some of these players can be interchangeable. They're very close in matchups. 49, Mike Schmidt. 48, Roberto Clemente. 47, Eddie Matthews. 46, Cal Ripken. 45, Frank Thomas. 44, Frank Robinson. 43, Robin Yount. 42, Dave Winfield. 41, Ken Griffey. 40, Eddie Murray. 39, Carl Yastrzemski. 38, Mel Ott. 37, Tony Gwynn. 36, Pete Rose. He's the one exception. He's not in the Hall of Fame. He should be. See, the reason why some of these players are ranked is because maybe they didn't have enough base hits or not enough home runs or RBIs or runs scored or on base, slugging, stolen bases, all the categories if you add them all up. And that's where they're ending up. Some guys did not get 3,000 hits. Other guys did not get 500 homers. See what I mean? So this is strictly rankings matchups. 35, Derek Jeter. 34, George Brett. 33, Paul Molitor. 32, Sam Rice. 31, Jake Beckley. 30, Dan Brothers. We're getting into the old schoolers, right? Before 1950, some of these players, even some of these players played 1800s or 1880s in the turn of the century, 1900. But they compile the stats and they're in the record books. So they qualify for rankings. 29, Sam Crawford. 28, Earl Averill. 27, George Sisler. 26, Chuck Clyde. 25, Bill Terry. 24, Paul Wainer. 23, Willie Keeler. 21, Jesse Burkett. 20, Harry Heilman. All right, the top 20. Here we go. 19, Nap Lajoie. 18, Eddie Collins. 17, Hugh Duffy. 16, Sam Thompson. 15, Honus Wagner. 14, Cap Hansen. 13, Joe DiMaggio. Number 12, you're going to be mad. But I did the matchups. 12 is Willie Mays. What? What a ball player. Yes, I agree. Skilled, 5 tools. But according to matchup rankings, add up the 20 categories, he lands number 12 because there's 11 other players that beat him in matchups. And here I want to make a very important note. Obviously, all the players did not play the same number of games and have the same number of at-bats. So how do you match them up fairly? Here's the solution. Have them both presuppose in a time capsule, both played 3,000 games or the same number of games. For example, Aaron and some of these other guys, they played over 3,000 games. Mays played under it. In fact, Aaron played 300 more games than Mays. So what do? You say, all right, Aaron and Mays, you both have the same number of games. How do we figure out how much Mays would have equaled Aaron in stats? You multiply his average of what Mays did in all the games. For example, how many home runs did he average per game played? How many hits per game played? If Aaron played 300 more games, then what you do is you add 300 games for Mays and say, what if? Then you find out the total, and that's how you match them up. Take the 20 categories and see who comes out on top. Willie Mays was number 12. Number 11, Aaron beat him. But again, you're yelling, I know. You got Aaron number 11? Well, according to matchups, there's 10 players that beat him in 20 categories. Total. Aaron beat Mays. But number 10, Al Simmons, beat Aaron in matchup in 20 categories. Now, is Al Simmons a better player than Henry Aaron? That is debatable. What I'm trying to prove right here in the matchups is you add up their total stats and have them play the same number of games. Al Simmons beats Henry Aaron. Number 9, Tris Speaker. He beat Aaron and Mays. Number 8, Stan Musial. He beat Speaker, Simmons, Aaron, and Mays in matchup. Number 7, you'll be surprised, Ed Delante. He played 1,800 games, and Aaron played over 3,000. So have Delante, presupposed, play 3,000 games, the same as Aaron. If they play the same number of games and do the 20 categories, where would Delante end up? He beats Musial, Speaker, Simmons, Aaron, and Mays in matchup. He had 2,500 hits in 1,800 games. If he plays 3,000 games, he has over 4,500 hits, and that would have beat Aaron. That's in one category. Now in home runs, no, he wouldn't have beaten him. RBIs, I don't know. In runs scored, well, what you do is you get his average of what he did. He averaged 1.41 hits per game. Add those extra games, and you see where his hit total, and you do the same in the other categories. So Ed Delante comes in at number 7. How about that? I know you guys are yelling at me at the screen, but I have it in this book. I went through the research and did the stats. Baseball's all-time matchups. 6 on the list. Jimmy Fox. He beat Delante, Musial, Speaker, Simmons, Aaron, and Mays. I'm doing the top 12 are the quality players of all time. They have to be. Joe DiMaggio is number 13. He's quality. And 14, Cap Hansen, and 15, Wagner. So you could say the top 20 are the quality of the best of the best, really. Six was Jimmy Fox. 5, Ted Williams. Too bad for Ted, because he would have ranked higher if he had had those 4 years when he served in the military, and he was in his prime. He plays those 4 years, he ends up number 2, maybe number 1. Never know. 4 on the list, Roger Hornsby. Why? He beats Williams, Fox, Delante, Musial, Speaker, Simmons, Aaron, and Mays in matchups. Roger Hornsby. 3, Ty Cobb. 2, Lou Gehrig. And number 1, Babe Ruth. I'll prove it to you. In matchups, I matched up Babe Ruth with 120. Now, there's 165 players, but you don't need to do 165. I matched him up with 120 players. He won every matchup. 120, 0 losses. You got to put him number 1. The Bambino. What a career. He plays 22 years, but 5 or 6 of them he's pitching. And then a couple of years he gets suspended. In a couple of years, he only plays half the season. So maybe in 16 and a half years, he accumulates all his stats, and he comes out number 1. Other players play 22, 24, 23, 25 years. They get their stats. They're not pitchers, yet they come in lower. Ruth, he beat Gehrig, Taub, Hornsby, Williams, Fox, Delante, Musial, Speaker, Simmons, Aaron, Mays, DiMaggio, Hansen, Wagner, Thompson, Duffy, Collins, Lajoie, and Heilman, the top 20. He beat them all. And if you go the rest, the next 100 players, he beats them all. 120-0. Babe Ruth. Is he the greatest baseball player of all time? My opinion, yes. Greatest hitter of all time? Debatable. Best all-around player as far as all the categories? Well, according to matchup, nobody beats him. Gehrig is number 2. That was surprising to me. Why? You match him up, 119 wins, 1 loss. And the 1 loss was to Babe Ruth. Gehrig beats Cobb, Hornsby, Williams, Fox, Delante, Musial, Speaker, and Simmons, the top 10, and Aaron and Mays, top 12. He beat him in matchups. Lou Gehrig. So he's ranked number 2. Now, is Gehrig a better player than the top 12? Is he a better player than Aaron and Mays? Debatable. But as far as matchup, he ranks number 2. And then Ty Cobb, his matchup record, 117 wins, 2 losses. His only 2 losses, Ty Cobb, was to Babe Ruth, and he lost to Lou Gehrig in 20 category matchups. Because Cobb played over 3,000 games, Gehrig played about 2,100. So add 900 games for Gehrig to get the same number as Cobb. Add up the categories, see what Gehrig was averaging, and you add all the numbers up, and he beats them in matchup. How about that? 4, Roger Hornsby. What's his record? 116 wins, 3 losses. The only 3 losses for Hornsby were Ruth, Gehrig, and Cobb. He ties Ted Williams. He tied him. 20 categories, tied 10-10. Williams' record, he's number 5 on the list. 115 wins, 3 losses, 2 tied. So Hornsby's ahead because he has only 3 losses, 1 tie. Williams has 3 losses, 2 ties. And Hornsby has 116 wins, whereas Williams has 115. That's why Hornsby ahead of Williams. Is Hornsby a better player than Ted Williams? Debatable. But according to 20 category matchups, Hornsby just ekes out over Ted Williams. He was 358, Hornsby. Did have more base hits. Didn't have many as home runs, but he batted over 400 3 times. Williams once. Jimmy Fox, 115 wins, 4 losses, 1 tied. Ed Delante, 114 wins, 4 losses. Delante, he tied Fox and Williams, but he loses to Hornsby, Cobb, Gehrig, and Ruth. That's why he's number 7. Ed Delante, 114 wins. Musial has 113 wins, 7 losses. So Musial lost to Delante, Fox, Williams, Hornsby, Cobb, Gehrig, and Ruth. That's why he's number 8. Speaker, 8 losses. Simmons, 8 losses. Aaron had 9 losses. There were 9 other players. 10 other players. My fault. 10 other players that Aaron lost to in matchup. And then Mays had 10 losses. No, he had 11 losses. What do you think of that matchup record? Top 20 again. Harry Heilman, 20. Nap Lajoie, Eddie Collins, Hugh Duffy, Sam Thompson, Honus Wagner, Camp Hansen, Joe DiMaggio, Willie Mays, 12, Aaron, 11, Simmons, 10, Speaker, 9, Musial, 8, Delante, 7, Fox, 6, Williams, 5, Hornsby, 4, Cobb, 3, Gehrig, 2, and then the Bambino, Ruth, number 1. No losses. Out of 165 Hall of Fame players, no losses for Babe Ruth in matchups of 20 categories that I mentioned. You agree or disagree? I know you're yelling about Delante being number 7, but he beats Aaron and Mays in matchup. Facts are facts, stats are stats. What we're doing is we're saying, what if Ted Delante played the same number of games as Mays and Aaron, and you have those 20 categories, and you figure out what Delante was averaging in each category for the games he played? That's how I came up with the matchup. That's hitting. How about pitching? "75 pitchers." We do the same thing. We rank them. And you're going to be surprised here at the top 10. But let's start with number 25 or 75. And we'll count down here. It's not as many as 165, right? So this should be quicker. Here are the rankings. Again, you go by the total score of their career achievements to get their ranking number. Again, interchangeable. Some are close, but this is what I came up with. Bruce Sutter, 75. Trevor Hoffman, 74. 73, Lee Smith. 72, Mariano Rivera. 71, Dizzy Dean. 70, Raleigh Fingers. 69, Goose Gossage. Okay, the relievers. They don't have a total score because they didn't pitch as many games started, innings, strikeouts, so forth. So those relievers will have the lower totals. As far as being a better pitcher than some of the others, that is debatable. But that's where the ranking comes in. 69 was Goose Gossage, right? 68, Lefty Gomez. 67, Hoyt Wilhelm. 66, Dan Koviski. 65, Bob Lemon. 64, Jack Chesbro. 63, Jesse Haynes. 62, Roy Halladay. 61, Hal Newhouser. 60, Herb Pennock. 59, Rube Markweld. 68, Dazzy Vance. 57, Hoyt. Forgot his first name. I should remember these first names. Oh boy, what's his name? What's Hoyt's first name? Should have it in here. Let's see if I have it. Hoyt. Well, we'll continue. I'll figure it out. 56, Whitey Ford. 55, Chief Bender. 54, Rube Waddell. 53, Ted Lyons. 52, Catfish Hunter. 51, Vic Willis. 50, Burleigh Grimes. 49, Don Drysdale. 48, Red Faber. 47, Epa Rixey. 46, Pedro Martinez. 45, Jack Morris. 44, Lefty Grove. 43, Red Ruffing. 42, Mike Messina. 41, Jim Bunning. 40, Jim Cott. 39, Tommy Glavine. 38, Robin Roberts. 37, Juan Marshall. 36, Ferguson Jenkins. 35, Amos Russi. 34, Al Spalding. 33, Dennis Eclersey. 32, John Smoltz. 31, Joe McKinney. 30, Ed Walsh. 29, Jim Palmer. 28, Mordecai Brown. 27, Bert Blyleven. Herb Hoyt. That's his name, sorry. So I got Hoyt's name. That was just kind of got me stuck there, the first name. 26, Bob Feller. 25, Sandy Koufax. Why is Koufax 25? Because he didn't get enough numbers. Remember, he retired after 12 years, so he didn't accumulate the numbers. This ranking is according to the total scores. 24, Early Wynn. 23, Randy Johnson. 22, Bob Gibson. 21, Carl Hubble. 20, Lefty Grove. 19, Don Sutton. 18, Tom Seaver. 17, Gaylord Perry. 16, Phil Necro. 15, Eddie Plank. 14, Warren Spahn. 13, Greg Maddux. 12, Steve Carlton. 11, Nolan Ryan. 10, Mickey Welsh. 9, John Clarkson. 8, Charlie Radburn. 7, Kid Nichols. 6, Tim Keefe. 5, Pete Alexander. 4, Christy Mathewson. 3, Cy Young. 2, Walter Johnson. Oh man, that kills me. And number 1, Pud Calvin. What? According to matchups, I got it right here. I'll start with number 11. No, let's start with number 12, just like we did in hitters. Steve Carlton comes in at number 12. But Nolan Ryan beat him in matchups, so he's number 11. But why is Ryan number 11? He played 27 years because there were 10 other pitchers that had better cumulative numbers in 15 categories, not 20 like in hitters. Hitters had 20 categories. The pitchers have 15 categories. 10 other players had better numbers in 15 categories than Nolan Ryan. What were the categories for pitching? Wins, innings. Okay, wins 1, innings 2, strikeouts 3, complete games 4, games started 5, games started in a season 6, shutouts career 7, shutouts in a season 8, ERA career 9, wins in a season 10, innings in a season 11, strikeouts in a season 12, ERA best in a season 13, most saves, that's 14, and 15th category, winning percentage. So if you add up the 20 categories, do the same thing again, presupposing they're kind of matched up. Mickey Welsh comes in at number 10. He beats Ryan. Number 9, John Clarkson. 8, Charlie Radburn. 7, Kid Nichols. 6, Tim Keefe. 5, Pete Alexander. 4, Christy Mathewson. 3, Cy Young. 2, Walter Johnson. And number 1, Pud Calvin. Why? Why is Pud Calvin number 1? I matched him up with 60 pitchers. He had 58 wins, 1 loss. He lost to Cy Young in matchups. Did you notice that Calvin, Johnson, Young, Matheson, Alexander, Keefe, Nichols, Radburn, Clarkson, and Welsh are all old school pitchers before the 1950s. Ryan and Carlton and Maddox, number 13, they're in the new school pitchers, which is after 1950. The old-time pitchers pitched longer, more innings, more games started in a season. And that's why they accumulated more numbers. And that's why they win in the categories. But Pud Calvin, interesting guy. Let me show you something on Pud Calvin that you maybe you didn't know. He's number 1 ranked as far as matchups. He wins 365 games in his career, yet he only pitched in 700. So that winning percentage, 5.41. So if you look at Pud Calvin, he had 6,000 innings. So he's going to beat a lot of pitchers. The only one he didn't beat was Cy Young. Cy Young had 7,000 innings. But Calvin, he's going to win in complete games, 646. He had 688 games started his career. So that beats a lot of pitchers. He had 75 games started in one season. That's going to beat a lot. He's got 12 shutouts. That's going to beat a lot of guys. He had 46 wins one year. So that's going to be 656 innings pitched one year. He had 369 strikeouts also one year. So he's going to beat a lot of pitchers. Because if you add up the 15 categories, 1 loss. Walter Johnson, I got him number 2. Why? He had 57 wins. Calvin had 58 of them, matchup wins. Johnson, 57. I had to put Johnson number 2. I think Johnson's the best pitcher of all time, as far as talent. But as far as matchups, Calvin wins it. Who did Walter Johnson lose to? He lost the matchup to Pud Calvin. Isn't that interesting? I got it right here. Pud Calvin and Walter Johnson. Here he is, right here. As soon as I find the matchup with Walter Johnson and Pud Calvin. The one loss for Walter Johnson. Where did he lose? Well, you match them up. Where are you? I'm looking for Pud Calvin and what I found it. Okay. The score was 8-7 in 15 categories. Pud Calvin on top. Where did Calvin win? He had more innings, more complete games, more games started in a season, more shutouts in a season, more wins in a season, more innings in a season, and more strikeouts in a season than Walter Johnson. 8 times. Johnson won in wins, strikeouts, shutouts, ERA career, ERA in a season, saves, and winning percentage, but it was only 7. So that's why Calvin beats out Johnson in matchups. I still think Johnson's a better pitcher. Cy Young was 3. He had 57 wins. See, remember, Calvin had 58, Johnson 57 wins, Young 57 wins in matchups. We're talking about matching up 57, 58 other pitchers. I think there were 60 pitchers, and he won 58 of them. Calvin. Johnson won 57 matchups. Cy Young, 57 matchups, but he had 1 tie. So that's why Johnson's ahead of Cy Young. The one guy that beat Young was Christy Mathewson, 8-7. But Young tied Walter Johnson, but he lost to Pud Calvin. No, Cy Young beat Pud Calvin. But Calvin has the extra win. So that's why Calvin's number 1. The one loss for Calvin was Cy Young. The one loss for Johnson was Pud Calvin. And the one loss for Cy Young was Christy Mathewson. That's why he's number 4. But Christy Mathewson lost to Calvin and Walter Johnson. So you got to put him number 4 because he has 2 losses. Where Cy Young only had the 1 loss. Johnson had the 1 loss. And so did Calvin. Following me, and then Pete Alexander 5, Keefe 6, Nichols 7, Radburn 8, Clarkson 9, Welsh 10. Nolan Ryan 11, Steve Carlton 12, Greg Maddux 13, Warren Spahn 14, Eddie Plank 15, Phil Niekro 16, Gaylord Perry 17, 18 Tom Seaver, 19 Don Sutton, and 20 Lefty Grove. These other pitchers didn't get enough numbers in the categories for the matchups. That's why Koufax and some of these other guys, Bob Feller and all that, they're down lower. Randy Johnson. What do you think of the rankings? Is Pud Calvin the best pitcher of all time? If you want to match him up with 60 other pitchers who are in the Hall of Fame, you don't need to do all 75. Just do 60 of them. He beat out of 60, he beat 59 if you include himself. He only had 1 loss. Walter Johnson, 57 wins out of 60, right? Yeah. Because he lost to Calvin and tied Cy Young. Cy Young, 57 wins, 1 loss, 1 tied. Who's the best? Who's the best pitcher of all time in your opinion? My opinion is Walter Johnson. But according to Matchup, Calvin just ekes out in the rankings number 1. Look up Pud Calvin's career. Pitched in 700 games, Johnson 800 games, and Cy Young 900 games. So compare them both. Calvin Even though Cy Young has 511 wins, which far surpasses everybody, he also had 300 losses. So can you put Cy Young as the best if he has 300 losses? I don't know on that one. That's debatable. Wrapping up, what do you think? As far as the hitters, Babe Ruth, number one. Is he the best player of all time, baseball player of all time? My opinion, yes. Best hitter of all time, I would have to say Ty Cobb because of the 4,000 hits and 366 lifetime batting average and 12 titles. Maybe you can mention him as the best hitter. But you know, Lou Gehrig is right there. He only played 2,100 games for Lou Gehrig. If he plays 3,000, what numbers would he have? Did you know he had 1,995 RBIs in 2,100 games? Almost an RBI per game played. He plays 3,000 games. He has 2,800 RBIs and probably 600 homers because he ended up with 493. You want my opinion? I'll give it to you even if you don't want it. Babe Ruth, number one. Cobb, number two, but because he accomplished more than Gehrig. But if Gehrig had played those games, he may be number two. So I'm going to say Cobb and Gehrig can be interchangeable at number two. Who's number 4 and 5 on my list? Well, I got to put Henry Aaron and Willie Mays in there in the top 5 because of the all-around player, all-around of their play and their all-around accomplishments for the career, what they did. Aaron, 755 homers, 2,200 RBIs. You got to put him up there. And Willie Mays, same thing, 660 homers. The only flaw with Aaron and Mays was their batting average, and that's why their numbers didn't surpass some of the other guys. Aaron, 305 career. Willie Mays, 302. See, Delonte, 346. Hornsby, 358. Williams, 344. Fox, 325. Musial, 331. Speaker, 345. Simmons, 334. See what I'm getting at? If you do the numbers game, that's why they're ranked higher in matchups. But me, I would go Babe Ruth, Gehrig, Cobb right there, Hornsby, Williams. I'd put Aaron, Mays in there. I'd put Speaker and Musial in there in the top 10. Fox. I don't know. I go back and forth on this. I've seen the video of a lot of these guys. All right, if you insist. Ruth 1, Cobb 2, Gehrig 3, Aaron 4, Mays 5. Okay. Hornsby 6. No, I got to put Ted Williams over Hornsby, even though Hornsby beat him in matchup. 7, Hornsby. 8, Musial. 9, Speaker. 10, I'm going to go with this Ed Delonte guy. He had 2,500 hits in 1,800 games. 1.41 hits per game. All right, recap it again. Ruth 1, Cobb 2, Gehrig 3, Aaron 4, Mays 5, Williams 6, Hornsby 7, Musial 8, Speaker 9, Ed Delonte 10. My top 10. As far as pitching, I go Walter Johnson, number 1. Christy Mathewson, number 2. I like him, even though he's ranked 4th. I'm going to go with Cy Young, number 3. Pete Alexander, number 4. Then you got to go with this Calvin guy, number 5. 6, Charlie Radburn. Whew. 7, Nolan Ryan. Got to put Nolan Ryan. 7 no-hitters. 8, you got to go with Koufax, even though he only played 12 years. 9, how about Bob Feller? And 10, Lefty Grove. What do you think there? All right, episode number 500. It was a lot of fun. We ranked the 165 players. Ruth, the Bambino, comes out on top. We ranked the pitchers. Bud Calvin came on top. It was all on matchups. How many times have I said the word? Probably 50 times in this video, right? It's a lot of fun going through over the stats. A lot of baseball purists, they have all their rankings. And you can have all your rankings. But when I went through it, I was surprised that where the matchups ended up and who beat the other person if you had 20 categories. And in the pitching, you had the 15 categories. I was surprised at some of that. A lot of fun, episode 500. Thanks for watching. Ken Artizone, Planet Earth, on Monday, August 22nd, 2022, in the solar system, in this mighty universe that we're living in, right? Talk to you later. I'm out.